Hi, this is Ed Crowe. I'm going to get us started. So Crowe Associates is now offering ACA plans for agents and agencies. So we are an upline and broker ACA plans. So we're going to talk about that today. We're going to go over the offerings we have. We use Agility as our TPA, and that means they pay the commissions for us for whatever level you need. So whether it be an LOA, whether it's direct pay, overrides, if you're an agency, they will handle those payments for us. Talk about carriers, compensation, overrides for agencies and high producing agents. We'll go over the agent portal and agency portal. So everybody that works with us will have their own personalized agent portal. It will roll up a number of things we'll talk about. And agencies also will have a portal which will show their information plus any information for their downlines, which is great. Talk about contracting, and we'll talk about questions. For questions, I will answer those at the end. This webinar will be recorded. We record all our webinars. So if you want to watch the webinar, you can just go to our YouTube channel. We put all our recorded webinars up there. It's youtube.com/@Crowe Medicare. We have 170 some of them on there. They mostly revolve around Medicare offerings and planning for Medicare, sales strategies, that kind of thing. But we throw in other things too, like life insurance, and in this instance, ACA. So let's first talk about the carriers we've access to. I said 20 plus ACA plans. There are actually more than this. I just wanted to mention some of the common ones, and I'm not going to read them all off. As you can see, we have all the main ones. There's a number of others we have as well. And any agent that works with us, we can give them access to those carriers in all 50 states. Obviously, only if the carrier does business in that state. There are certainly some carriers that only do business in limited states. Talk about compensation. So our contracts are full street commissions. If there are any bonuses by the carrier, then those bonuses are passed on 100%. There are a couple different setups with ACA, so we accommodate both. So basically, if the carrier pays commissions direct, you'll be paid direct, and that goes for the commission plus the bonus. Some carriers will not pay commissions direct. If that's the case, then Agility, the TPA, acting as our TPA, will pay the commissions, and that is your book. So if you leave us, go to a different upline, any commissions you have in renewals will pay to you. You do not lose them for any reason, other than if the case stops paying. So again, that's your book, even if it has to be paid out by our TPA, because the carrier won't pay it, and that's the only way that would happen, by the way. It will be your book and you can take it with you. So that goes for commissions, bonuses, same thing for overrides. So for high producing agents, and we do have overrides on all of our carriers. So for high producing agents and agencies, we can set the overrides up. Those overrides will go with you if you leave, and those overrides will be paid out at whatever level is needed. So if you're an agency with multiple subs, they can get paid the full street commission, and your agency can get paid the override. We can even do split overrides if there's multiple agencies. If it's an LOA agency, we can pay the LOA as well. And again, agent owns the rights to the book of business and compensation, regardless of what happens if they leave, whatever may occur. I already talked about overrides. Override compensation is available for agencies and high volume producers. Overrides are paid on just like the commission, on a per member per month basis. There is one carrier, by the way, that does not pay per member per month. They pay per contract per month, just something to be aware of. As I mentioned before, we can do LOA setups for agencies. All levels can be paid by the TPA. So if you want to be an LOA, you'll be paid direct. You don't have to administer any payments. If you're an agency with subs, and you want those subs to get a portion of the commission, or you want the whole street to go to them, if the carrier won't pay it direct, then we can do it for you. And as I mentioned, override splits are available. And again, the TPA would, Agility acting as the TPA in that scenario, would pay those splits for you. So every agent and agency that works with us gets an agent and agency portal specific to them. Everyone will have their own. The portal does a lot of things, but some of the main things it shows is applications. It'll show commissions from multiple carriers. It'll roll it all up, which is nice. You don't have to look at all your separate commission statements. It'll show contracting status. It'll show carrier street commission levels by state and any current bonus programs that's available. So if you're not familiar with maybe Ambetter, are they paying a bonus in a given state? You can just look it up. It'll be there. It'll show the street and it'll show any available bonuses by that carrier. The portal also has training information and videos. A lot of training info that's nice for new agents. It's good for sub agents. Approved marketing materials that can be used in print or for social media. And the agency's portal, if you're an agency and you have subs, what's really nice about it is it'll show all the information and commissions for the downline agents. So we have contracting available, obviously, for new agents. So if you're a new agent, there's one of two ways carriers contract. They either have you as an agent go into their portal and self-contract, do the contracting yourself, or it's something where we have to request a link to be sent to you. In either regard, you will be sent an email with instructions. So if it's where you have to go into the carrier's portal, like an Aetna, for example, and do it yourself, you'll be sent an email with instructions on how to do so. If it's a carrier where they require us to generate an outbound link to you, you will be sent that link with instructions on how to fill it out. If you're an existing agent, it's the same as above. Just depends on the carrier. Either the link, the email with the instructions on how to go into the portal and change the upline, or we have to send a link out to you to change the upline, depending on the carrier. All we need for that is information, basically. We can send you an email telling you what we need. It's pretty limited in basic information we need to generate an outbound link if it's a carrier that requires that. So we can send an email out requesting that information from you. If you're an agency, you'd have to give us the information for yourself and for your subs. In a nutshell, that's it. What I would say is when it comes to overrides, again, if you're a high producing agent, if you're an agency, we do have overrides available with every carrier. That's something we could talk about. The overrides are paid on a per member per month basis. We can get you set up with overrides. So for example, if you're an agency right now that is just LOAing all your sub agents, you can still continue to do that LOA, but if we set you up with an override, you'll get an additional amount of money per member per month when they make for all their production, and you'll get that for yourself too if you're a producing agency, if you're the principal that produces. That's all we have for now. I just wanted to go over that briefly. Certainly give us a call. We'd be happy to talk to you. We'd love to get you set up. One other thing I just wanted to quickly mention is HHS Health and Human Services, their final rule for ACA. It's something to be aware of. Just switching gears here and going to Medicare for a minute. Right now, as you're aware, there's some states that are all-time guaranteed issue for med sup, states like Connecticut and New York, where sup rates are incredibly high. Like a Plan G in Connecticut, the cheapest is $220, regardless of age. In New York, it's $306, regardless of age. But most states have underwriting. So when you go to a state like Tennessee, for example, or if you're in DC, somebody who's turning 65, they can get a Plan G for 80 or 90 bucks. Well, what Health and Human Services is trying to do is they're trying to apply their non-discrimination rules to all Medicare supplements in all states. In the past, HHS has only tried to make rules for plans that they subsidize. In other words, Medicare Advantage and Part D. And HHS also works in coordination with CMS. So they really only had authority over things they fund, which is Advantage plans and Part D plans. They do not provide any funding to Medicare supplements, so they have not had any kind of regulatory authority over those in the past. However, they're trying to do so now, and what that would mean is if they apply their non-discrimination training or non-discrimination rules to med sups would no longer be able to underwrite in any state. What would happen is for a couple years, this would be huge. There'd be tons of Medicare supplements written, but within a couple years, that utilization, there'll be severe adverse selection, and you're going to see in the underwritten states, the med sups look like a Connecticut or New York. In other words, it's going to really hurt the med sup market. So we'll see what happens with that. If you have any questions on ACA, please give us a call or send us an email. I appreciate you coming on today. Thank you.